moving into card games, specifically the craziness of prices for card games. I'm just going to go ahead and read you off a few prices for some of the top card games still played right now in America for some of the most expensive cards right now. For Yu-Gi-Oh, there is a card that's not even the record holder, but right now sitting steady. There's a card worth 3 grand on YugiOhPrices.com, and that's like a run of the mill fucking type of rare card for them. Over on Yu-Gi-Oh, or over on blog.fromjapan.co.jp, they have a list of Pokemon cards. There's a Pikachu Illustrator card that goes for 100,000, and that's not even the tip of the iceberg. Because over in looking at Magic the Gathering, there's a $50,000 card, which isn't even the most highest priced card that's been sold. The highest priced card that's been sold for Magic the Gathering was $127,000 for a first print alpha fucking Black Lotus card. Now, there's rumors that there's being an auction held right now for a beta Black Lotus card that is trying to sell at $253,000. This is still a piece of cardboard with some pictures stamped on it with a few little words, and it boggles my mind on some of these prices. And the popularity is only growing in a time where we see video games and virtual reality and the digital age becoming more and more real, but yet we're still seeing more and more of these kind of things happening where card games are gaining headway and cards are getting rarer and rarer and costing more and more. And hell, there's even card video games made right now with Hearthstone, Infinity Wars. Hell, there's probably more that I can't even. There's a Magic the Gathering card game video game. It's the fact of the matter that this is card games, deck games, as some people would call them, is one of the things that started, I want to say probably mid-'80s, and has slowly, quietly started to rise, and now it's at tsunami type of heights. I know quite a few people that go from state to state playing in tournaments, trying to place. And I had a buddy who told me about 2 months ago he was in a tournament where the grand prize was like, I think it was 300 cards and $7,000 for top spot. And I can't gather my head around that as much as, like, I have the same kind of disconnect where I'm looking at esports getting millions and millions of dollars to certain players and stuff too, where there's been bigger tournaments like that. 7,000 would be like 13th place. I mean, I've heard about tournaments where you could win $50,000 for being the top guy in the tournament at a card game, mind you. Something you used to collect to say, oh yeah, I got that Charizard card, girl, yeah. But now it's becoming a very lucrative business, and it's almost like crack for certain people. I'm not going to say much about that because my Yu-Gi-Oh addiction was bad when it was bad. That's for damn sure. I mean, fucking sitting there with more cards than I know what to do with, and I'm like, oh no, I only have this deck of 40 cards. Wait, why do you have 200? Because I need them, okay? I might want to use them one day. But no, it's absolutely crazy to think that it has gotten to the heights that it's gotten to. And I mean, I don't necessarily know what's helped push it. Maybe the fact that Magic the Gathering was kind of underground. It's kind of like, all right, we'll keep it low key, and friends of our friends, or friends that come into card shops and obscure kind of places like that. They know about this. They know we're holding a weekly tournament and shit. And then, of course, the beast from the east that is Pokemon came. And with the Pokemon trading card came a whole new mindset and a whole new generation of people to go absolutely apeshit bonkers over shit. And then, we didn't even get a chance for that to try to die out before they brought Yu-Gi-Oh! And then it was like, oh my god, now we have evolved into, an obsessed kind of off branch of nerd or geek where it's like, oh, gotta have that card, oh, $250, okay, that's cool. I mean, when I priced out all my Yu-Gi-Oh cards, when I went to go sell them, you know, I could have sold them for like $185, and I didn't even have anything that was worth a lot of money. And that's the crazy thing. Like, I probably spent $30 and got all the cards I had. And I find it crazy the prices, the you know, the quiet popularity where it doesn't get a big push in media and stuff like that, but it still seems to have a fan base that supports people buying over $100,000 cards. And it just kind of it boggled my whole mind.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Like, I still wish I held on to that holographic first edition of Charizard. Oh boy. But the thing about card games, and with me, like Pokemon, I was really big into. Now, like Vakanakers, I lived in some rougher areas where most of the kids at least wouldn't admit they were playing Pokemon, let alone Magic. They probably didn't even know what the hell that was. So I never got to play Magic. I was always interested in it and never got to play it. So the thing that actually, like when you brought up them having video games up, the first time I actually got to play it and learn the game was on Xbox 360, dude, and I absolutely love it. And every year when they come out, like the 2015 edition, the 2016, and probably 2017 next year, I buy it because I find it completely enjoyable. And I don't have to spend the thousands of dollars to get all the goddamn cards. But I bet it's a little bit of a nostalgia why it's so popular, but not just that, but it's still fun to play with people in front of you. You know what I mean? And have that human connection instead of just being on the internet. Like, I love the card game online, but you miss out on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, looking into the guy across from you's face when he thinks he's got you and you play just the right card at the right time and he's just like, fuck me sideways with a dildo made of fucking thorns. God damn it. There's nothing like that moment on time, honestly. And not to mention, like, I understand there's people out there that love their virtual books and their ebooks and everything like that, but I am a guy who, if I can hold it in my hand and feel it and get that smell of the pages, you know, I'm kind of like that with cards too. It's like, you know, I'll play fucking with, you know, like poker cards, like card games, and I'll be super excited because it's like I get to hold cards, I get to sit here and actually see somebody face to face, and, you know, that's why I have a hard time playing poker online because I don't know what the fuck that guy looks like unless, you know, it's a weird poker game where there's like webcams are mandatory here. Oh, I didn't know I walked into Omegle and chat roulette. Well, excuse me, why I see tons of dick. No, anyway, you know, it's just something about that too. I mean, that's probably I'm probably not the only person that feels that way where it's like, yeah, I can play the virtual version and I can get whatever card I want, you know. That's no challenge then. But something about owning it and it's yours and you have a hard copy and you can hold it in your hand and you can go and play and interact with, you know, people and make connections where you can get better cards and stuff like that. That's kind of fun too, and it's networking, honestly, on the geekdom level of, you know, card games. I mean, yeah, you know, we talk a lot about the video games and stuff like that, but, you know, I was kind of really trying to trend towards the geekdoms that are tabletop games and card games this week to show, hey, you know, we can be diverse on this show. We can cover other things that are still as interesting to people today as they were 20 years ago when they had just started.
The thing with me playing card games now is they're just so expensive just for Magic the Gathering, let alone trying to get all the Pokemon, especially with how many added in. Back in the day, dude, I was a big Pokemon head card game player, dude. I even had the damn video game, which is basically just playing the damn game alone by yourself. And like you said networking, it is a cultural thing. You get to sit there with your buddies, meet people, have actual one-on-one experiences with folks and groups of individuals and go places. And that's the amazing aspect of it. And it can get very in-depth. You don't need a video game to do it. That's why I love board games, man. Like, I was up and raised on that. And you have a lot of very unique adult ones that you can play. Like, I never got into Yu-Gi-Oh! Because that was past my time. My ex-girlfriend, who we were actually speaking of earlier, off air, is huge in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Man, that was her thing. And like I said, I always wanted to play Magic, but I just never had anybody to play it with at the time. And come to find out, basically, it's the same as Pokemon. Pokemon ripped it. Ooh, cut that out. Pokemon basically just ripped off Magic with a game to the hit points and energies and this and that and different kinds. So I was basically playing Magic with cute little fuzzy animals from Japan. But it's amazing. Like, in Magic, if the good cards didn't cost so much money, I would be out there playing it today with people, man. It makes for a great experience. If you have the cash flow to do it, and you want to have a good time and meet people, it's definitely...
Now, mind you, there are a lot of crazies. Yeah, I'm gonna use that term. Crazies that play, card games that get absolutely insane about it. I mean, I don't know if any of you are familiar with the Dugout on Washington. They do a tournament for Magic on Friday nights and then a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament Saturday mornings. Or they used to back in the day. I don't know if they still do. Back when I was interested in Yu-Gi-Oh and was doing it, that's where I would go and get cards and meet people and trade and stuff like that. Um, but I've met several people who actually took the route that you're talking about there, Remo, where it's like, oh, I started off with Pokemon, but then I learned what Magic was, and I pretty much gave the Pokemon cards away. Now I'm all straight for Magic. My friend, I call him Teriyaki Beef Jerky because he's Filipino and redneck mixed together, so he's teriyaki beef jerky. He's the one that I was talking about that will travel state to state playing for a card shop, representing them with his Magic cards. He's got tons and tons of these damn things. Like, if you saw the bigger, blacker box, the expansion for Cards Against Humanity, the length of that box, he's got like 5 of those filled with Magic cards, and he just keeps getting more from tournaments. It's insane. But he says he loves the game. I mean, he loves the changes that they're making to it, and the cards that are considered banned cards now. He's got a whole deck that is nothing but banned cards, and he's got a whole deck that's tournament. Or he's got like 3 that are built for tournament, depending on who he's going against. The first time I actually played Magic, I think it was 9. I was at a family reunion. My uncle had handed them to me, and he was like, "Go ahead and play with me and my friends." And there was like 6 of us. I was like, "Well, 6 people can't play at once." He's like, "Yeah, just tell us who you're attacking so we know what's going on." I was like, "All right, cool, whatever." And if you know anything about Magic, there's certain colors, represent certain energies, certain monsters, and certain things. Well, he gave me an all red deck, and it just happened to be all vampires, so I was stealing life and basically staying alive the whole game, while his friends devastated the shit out of each other and him.
The vampires can have, depending on who you're going against, can be pretty fucking OP.
Well, he told me, I was talking to him last week, he told me that a lot of those cards are actually not allowed in tournament play anymore because of the way they were set up.
Yep.
I played Pokemon. I collected Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I probably played Yu-Gi-Oh a little bit more. I have several cards that are banned from tournaments. I mean, it's crazy to think how much money these cards are going up for. I mean, when you think about it, it's not horribly off. Like, I mean, I don't know. I would sell my cards if they got me a nice chunk of change. I'm not one of those people, but that's just like, no, I'm going to keep my cards. I don't care how much they're selling them for. No, if it's a good amount of money for it, guess what? Bye. Like, I wasn't into them that much that I'm just going to be like, yeah. So.
No, I don't think so. Not for this. And the only reason I say that is because I collected, like, Pokemon cards and stuff, but I can't really say that I ever went... I think me and my cousin did, like, one little battle with them, and that's while we were camping one time. But I never went to, like, any tourneys or anything like that.
Added to you and your cousin's fun and relationship and a little memory that adds into it. I mean, and that's a part of what these games are supposed to do, I think, in my mind, is yes, the corporations make it for money and collectability, but more it brings people together, like a community in some ways. You know what I mean? It makes memories.
Yeah, I think me and my cousin were just more confused than we were anything else.
I hear you.
Because, like, our whole thing was that we just really cared about going horseback riding the next day. Like, we were just looking for something to do. She actually didn't know that I had Pokemon cards, and when I pulled my big old binder out, she was like, "What are those?" And I told her, and she was like, "Oh, I think my brother has some of them." Like, that's what we used. And then, of course, my cousin Mike, he got really mad because she was in his Pokemon cards, but yeah, so that's my experience.
He thinks that was bad. I had a big ass binder filled with them, so did my brother. And my mom decided to give them away when she thought we were too old for them without asking us to our cousins. So we had cards that are probably worth quite a bit of money now, just gone forever.
Oh heavens. Bye-bye.
In the worst of ways.
Yeah, no shit.
Just a quick side story. I just used a full-size man's ace bandage to cover up one small boo-boo on a child's leg. Like, parenting pro tips. Now he's walking around like a fucking mummy because I wrapped the knee too. Because he was being a... Yeah, never mind. It's funny because he can't bend that one leg. And sorry, it just caught me off guard. But, so you didn't know what you were doing, and you got your cousin yelled at. Way to go. Nice job.
We were like 12.
By the time I was 12, I was already hardened by the card game.
Yeah, but by the time you were 12, I was already 20.
What'd you say? You were already, legally going in the bars and stuff? Yeah, you old lady. Remo, man, he was already fucking looking into
retirement you.
And shit.
No, by that age, by the time we were playing Pokemon, I was already fucking your mother.
Huh?
My mom says hi, by the way.
Are you serious? She's there?
No, she's not here. No.
Okay, never mind. I was sorry.
I told her that you said hi, and I even went into detail about how you were like, no, she is really a nice lady. And she's like, yeah, he's a good kid most days.
Most days. Hey, she trusted me with you assholes.
More than not, yeah.
I took care of you guys.
Like, if we told Mom where we were and we were over there, she's like, oh, alright, I'm going to bed, fuck it. Either they can sleep there or they can wander across the courtyard back over here. I don't give a damn.
Yeah, that was like when John first started smoking weed. She's like, I don't care as long as you're with Brandon. He'll make sure you guys stay out of trouble while you do it.
Right? She was just like, if he's there, yeah, fine, that's fine. Because you guys are probably going to macrame yourself to the sofa and watch weird, obscure fucking movies like Demons at the Door or whatever it was. Oh my god,
Demon Slayer or whatever it was.
No. It had, like, ICP did the whole fucking soundtrack for that movie. I can't remember.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's the end. He conquers hell. Yeah. We watched some out there shit. Jacob's Ladder, Reanimator 4 with a techno fucking music video.
Yes.
I'm the Reanimator. I am the Reanimator.
Yes.
We had some fucked up moments as children, but we'll leave that for another.
Yes, that is for G.G.Talk. Uncut and uncensored once we can put on YouTube.
Yes.
Give you the full foreskin of G.G.Talk, apparently.
And the hymen.
Wow, he brought up hymens. We're going deep. That's what she said.
Sorry, yes, I'll have some french fries. Thank you.
Can I too? I've been drinking for a while. Some greasy potatoes sound nice right now.
All I could think of was lady fingers covered in ketchup on tiny hands.
Oh, and you bring up the tiny hands. Alright, what's next?